Hello everyone, this is Jason White. Welcome to the highlights package for round 9 of our 1965 F1 series, coming to you from Watkins Glen, New York. Very picturesque track in upstate New York, and the site of our penultimate round, the next to last round, whatever you want to call it. 3.780 kilometers around, 110 laps, which seems a little excessive to me, but anyway. 415.8 kilometers, the total distance. And the championship could be decided in this race, possibly. For more on that, let's take a look at the driver's standings. David Whatman is in front with 31 points. He really has 35, but because of drop scores, he has 31. Giovanni Santarami and Tim Hiller are tied for second with 30. Juha Boss is in fourth with 28. Richard Wilkes and John Team are tied for fifth with 18 points apiece. In the manufacturer's standings, Ferrari leads with 44 points. Lotus Climax in second with 31, and they both had to drop scores. BRM is in third with 29 points. Brabham Climax in fourth with 21. Cooper Climax in fifth with 18, and then Lotus BRM in sixth with 8. There is the point scheme one more time. 9, 6, 4, 3, 2, and 1. To the top 6 finishers, you must complete 75% of the race distance in order to get the points. And remember, we're doing the drop scores because only the top 6 results count towards the championship. That's both drivers and the cars. This is also a Lukáš Vydra trophy round, and here's a look at the points after 2 rounds in that championship. Nilsson is in front with 30 points, Rob de Vries in second with 18, Grant Ridall in third with 17, Nicholas Kirsten in fourth with 16, and then Cezariusz Lipinski in fifth with 12. And here's the point scheme that we will be using for this particular round, and as I alluded to earlier, this is a long race, so there's plenty of points to be scored here. We'll probably have similar level of points in the Indianapolis 500 that's coming up in a few short weeks. Coming up at ISO, the race before the race, our biggest day of the year in terms of viewership, the Indianapolis 500 time trials. It's going to be on Sunday, May 3rd. There are still cars available if you want to take part in the biggest race of the year for our league. The broadcast will start at 1830 CEST, and then the following Sunday, of course, the great Indianapolis 500-mile race itself, round 4 of our LVT series, and that will be Sunday, May 10th. Same day coverage to be announced. We're going to try a little something different this year in order to show you the race. And also coming up is our final round in this series, the Mexican Grand Prix, round 10 of 10, Sunday, May 17th, race starts at 2000 CEST with a highlights package to follow. Trivia question for you. Which of the following drivers won the USGP at Watkins Glen 3 years in a row? Was it A, Jim Clark? Was it B, Jackie Stewart? Or was it C, Graham Hill? We'll have the answer for you later on in this highlights package. All right, so let's look at the grid. On the pole is David Whatman in his Jim Clark Lotus with a time of 1 minute 10.157 seconds. Watkins Glen is a track that should favor the Lotus chassis because it is very narrow and very bumpy. So you have to be very precise with your apexes and your exit points on every corner. Going to the second position, we have Juha Boss in the BRM car number 4. The BRMs, incidentally, have a really good straight line speed on the front straight before they get to the sweeping turns. You'll see some really cool overtakes care of the BRM boys. Going to the second row, we have the first of the Ferraris in the hands of Tim Hiller, car number 24, North American Racing Team. Tim won the German Grand Prix in this series with the Nürburgring, a very difficult race to win. And alongside him is the first factory Ferrari in the hands of Giovanni Santarami. Giovanni's won 2 races in this series, the South African Grand Prix and the French Grand Prix. So we'll see which Ferrari driver gets the upper hand when the flag drops. Going to the next row, we have the second factory Lotus, number 6, in the hands of Ray Ridall. He's shown good form in this series, and hopefully he'll be able to take home another points-paying finish in the USGP. And alongside him is another Ferrari. This one is in the hands of Richard Wilkes, and interestingly enough, it is not a factory Ferrari. This time he's driving a North American Racing Team Ferrari. Not sure of the exact reason why, but wanted to point that out just in case anyone was confused by seeing him in this livery. Next we have car number 21. It's another great qualifying performance by Ruben Fernandez in his Lotus BRM. He's been doing excellent in qualifying throughout this series for a privateer entry. Speaking of privateer entries, here's another one starting 8th in the hands of Adam Hackman, the baby blue car number 4. Adam is usually associated with oval racing at ISO, but he's proving to be a very good road racer in this car. Now we're going to go to the 5th row and close out the top 10. Here's the second BRM in the hands of David Saber, car number 3, the Graham Hill entry. David Saber has proven himself to be very good in these cars. I would not count him out for an excellent finish in this race. And then starting 10th, we have Cezary Ślepinski in the Jochen Rindt Cooper Climax entry number 10. CC has had some good runs in early parts of races, but unfortunately, luck hasn't always gone his way. Maybe today will be different. Now we go to the rest of the grid. 11th is Gabriel Del Piccolo. 12th is Nicholas Kirsten. 13th is John Team. 14th is Robin DeVos. 15th for Rob DeVries. 16th for Jonathan Eiserklinth. 17th for August Watring. And then from down under, we have Sam Smith starting in 18th place. There's yours truly starting 19th. Unfortunately, I couldn't take the start because of computer issues. Peter Hlavich is in 20th, Mikhail Drexler 21st, and then Mick Chapman 22nd. Bruno Chacon starts 23rd, Simon Watman 24th, Gerard Rion 25th, and then Grant Riddall in 26th. Those are the cars that qualified for the race. We had a few late arrivals, and that brought the field up to 28 cars. So, everybody on the grid now, ready for the penultimate round. Stand by for the start of the United States Grand Prix. And the race is underway. Everybody peeling away from the grid. Oh! That looks like Gabriel Del Piccolo in number 10, and he's already out of the race, having get a hay bale. Very unfortunate for him. David Whitman leads the field through the S's. Tim Hilla is in second. Yuha Boss is in third. Centurami is in fourth. They're heading up the front straight now, which will lead them to the loop. Back to the right. Again, this track is very bumpy and narrow. Look at this. Here comes Yuha Boss on the inside. Takes Tim Hilla for second place. Some people taking very wide lines through there. Oops, that's Rob DeVries, I believe, going wide. Very easy to do that in this turn if your tires are cold. Hopefully he'll find the hole in the fence and get back on the racetrack. Here's David Watman pulling out an advantage. And look at this. Here is Yuha trying to defend himself against the two Ferraris as they head towards the fast bend. Here's a good look at all of the cars coming through. On this lap, Wilkes passed Ray Riddall for 5th, and Cezary Ślepinski goes from 10th to 8th. So some early movers in this lap 1 of the United States Grand Prix. Now on lap number 3, this is Ray Riddall stalking Richard Wilkes. This is a battle for 5th place. And he gets a really good run here off of the corner. Gets alongside him here and is able to get the job done fairly easily. Yep, going into the loop there, just manages to slip by. On the same lap, we're riding with David Saber in 9th place. And he is following Ślepinski and Fernandez through the S's. Ślepinski gets a little bit on the dirt here, and that's enough to get David alongside and past. So he is in 8th place now, following Fernandez into the loop. Here is the loop. Fernandez gets a little bit on the dirt himself there. As they come to the exit of the loop, Fernandez just kisses the curb there, and again, little tiny losses of momentum are sometimes all it takes. And David gets right alongside him here. And he's going to be able to get by on the outside here. So David goes from 9th to 7th in one lap. Good work. All right, now lap 5. This is Grant Riddall. And once again, Ślepinski goes for a little bit of an off-course excursion there. And Grant is able to get up alongside and past before they get to the loop. Yeah, he's already closed the deal. Well and truly ahead. That takes him up to 9th place. And now this is Fernandez following David Saber. This is into the fast bend, and you can see it's really close quarters here. You have to judge braking distances very, very closely at times. Coming down to the 90 here. Oof, just a little bit of contact there. And Fernandez is able to sweep by on the outside. I'm sure he would have rather had that pass occur another way, but that's the way it played out. Now lap 7. This is Richard Wilkes, and he's got cars ganging up on him as he heads towards the loop. And look there, just a slight amount of contact from Grant Riddall, and that just sends Wilkes right into the hay bales, right beneath the TV tower, out of the race. That's really unfortunate. Here's a replay, and you can see him off to the left there. Now, the interesting part here is that everybody checks up, and the benefactor is Nicholas Kirsten, because he goes from 11th to 8th right here, simply because everybody just checked up a little bit when they saw the accident. Now lap number 8, and Grant Riddall has fallen down to 11th place after that contact, and now he's got bigger problems. Seems like a gear selection issue of some kind, and I don't know if that's the game that's the issue or his hardware. But for whatever reason, he cannot find the correct gear here as he goes through the S's. Really giving that engine a hard time, and so many people are just streaming by. And then on lap 10, I guess Grant decided there was no way he was going to be able to fix it in the race itself, so he does the prudent thing and parks the car. So an unfortunate early end for Grant Riddall. Lap number 11, and you see Schlapinski there on the inside of Fernandez. That is for 6th place as they exit the loop. And now in lap number 12, Fernandez, following Schlapinski, wants to get that position back. Again, this is for 6th place. He's pulling it actually a little bit here. He's gaining on the straight here. Now heading into the loop. Oh, and look at that. He's got David Saber right behind him there. So if he makes a mistake, David's right there to pounce. Sure, he's got that contact on his mind from earlier as they now head towards the fast bend. And look at this. Fernandez is going to try to get him on the inside of this corner, and he easily sweeps by. And David Saber wants to go by too, but it looks like he's going to be held behind Schlapinski on this particular occasion. Lap 13. This is Saber coming up and passing Schlapinski. He's going to pass Fernandez too. Like I said, these BRMs do really well on the straight, and they get a full head of steam. Coming down towards the loop. Saber is up to 6th place. Lap number 15. This is Centorami following Hilla, and this is the beginning of a long, long battle throughout the race between these two. You're going to see a lot of red cars from here on out. Look at that. Oops. Tim Hilla gets onto the sausage curb and loses a lot of momentum. And Centorami easily gets by. No issue there. Lap 16. This is Juha Boss in 2nd, and he passes David Wattman here for the lead. So Juha goes into the lead of the U.S. Grand Prix. David back to 2nd in his Lotus. I think that was Simon Wattman making room for both of them there. Lap 18, riding with Tim Hilla. And that's Centorami just ahead as they overtake 2 lapped cars. Lapping here at Watkins Glen is kind of precarious because, as you can see, you don't have a lot of real estate to work with. And you got to make sure the other driver knows you're there, or hope that they know you're there. Coming off of the loop there. And it looks like Hilla's got a better head of steam. Yes, he definitely does. He's going to pull out to the left here. Right along the edge of the road there, and he gets alongside Centorami. Let's see if he can close the deal down here by the fast bend. Look at this. Side by side through the fast bend. Heading towards the 90. And it looks like Tim Hilla just got by. Yes, he did. Just before they get to the 90, Tim Hilla was able to get by and into 3rd place. Heading through the start-finish area. Up the hill. Lap 20. Same two cars, same battle. Centorami tucked in the wake of Tim Hill is going to pull out on the outside here and try to overtake him before they get to the loop. Can he do it? The answer is yes. Centorami passes Hill before they get to the corner. Because you don't want to get too wide on the loop there. It's not a good place to get wide because you can go off the track very easily. So Centorami back into third. Hill had tucked right up behind Centorami. Heading through the fast bend. Now down to the start-finish area. Well, first the 90, then the start-finish area. Braking hard for this section. It's very easy to get it wrong there at the 90 because you're hauling the car to a stop, and if you don't leave yourself enough room, you can get into a really, really strange fishtailing situation, which is not fast, obviously. So Hill is still following Centorami here. Again, this is for third place. Look at this. He's going on the outside here in the S's. I don't think he's going to be able to make that work. Well, he's making a liar out of me. Look at that. He goes on the outside. Let's see if he can get it done before the loop. Yes. He brakes just a little bit later and gets in there. Ooh, he's sliding through the corner, though. Just manages to pull it off. Good job. And now here's Centorami coming back. These two are very, very evenly matched in these cars. Both excellent drivers, but definitely equally matched here with the equipment, and they both seem to really like this track. Now exiting the fast bend, heading down towards the start-finish area. Hard braking here. Accelerate out. And through the start-finish area one more time. Now heading up the hill once again. And into the S's. Interesting, a lot of this part here is blind. So you're kind of aiming for a part of the track that you can't quite see yet. Now onto the front straight. Centorami definitely has more speed than Hill at this point. He's tucking behind him, though. Now out to the left slightly. Decides to follow him through the loop on this occasion. Now he sweeps to the outside. Looks like he's going to be able to get by with ease. Although they're side by side. Let's see if Hill can fight back. Hill is definitely, well, nope. He got overtaken there. Very cleanly by Centorami. Through the fast bend. These two are putting on a real show. Lap number 25. This is Saber once again. He is following Ray Radal. This is a battle for 5th place. Heading towards the loop. And boy, David really closed the gap there fast as they're coming out of the loop now. Into the back straight. See which way David decides to go here. He's doing the outside move here. Do this gentle sweeping turn and now into the fast bend. You can see there Tim Hill is back by Centorami again as David closes the deal and passes Ray Radal for 5th place. Now that Ferrari battle there is still raging. Lap number 28. This is Juha Boss in the lead. Coming into the loop, and he gets it just a bit sideways, and that's all it takes. Off the track he goes, behind the fence, and now he's in a bit of a conundrum because he's got to get back on the track, but he has to get to the end of the fence to do it, and it looks like he's having issues getting going. There may be a patch in the track there that's not solid, and it's hard for him to get. Yeah, he's having some kind of an issue getting the power to the road here, or not to the road, to the grass. So, not sure what the issue is here. It may just be a geometry issue with the track, but here he comes now, following the fence here to the open gap right here. Open gap is rather redundant. But there, now he's finally able to get back on the track, but he has dropped from the lead all the way down to 14th place. So he's got another recovery drive in front of him. Lap 29, and here comes Centorami back with a vengeance on the outside, heading into the loop. And with Boss out of the picture, this is now a battle for second place. Keep that in mind. David Saber very close behind these two as they head down the back straight. Look at this, all three of them right together. Very close racing. My goodness. Tim Hille defending himself on the outside, but it looks like Centorami has the upper hand. We'll see if he can get by when they get to the fast bend. Yes, he is just now in front of Tim Hille. Heading down towards the 90. Looks like Tim Hille wants to take it back, but he's boxed in on the inside there by Michael Drexler, I believe, in his Honda. Not something that Drexler wanted to do, but just happened to arrive at the corner with him on the inside, and that helped ensure that Centorami would get the place. Let's stay with this group because this is really good. Looking from Tim Hille's car now as they head up the front straight now, and oh my goodness! A little bit of miscommunication there. That was very nearly an incident. And look at that little tire popping in there. That was Saber trying to get in on the action here. And they've got a car they're lapping just in front of them here. It's Simon Wattman in the number 2 Ferrari, and he actually takes to the grass trying to get out of the way. And here comes Hille alongside Centorami. And he gets back in front of him again for second place. Through the fast bend. The 90. These three cars really close together. Now let's take a look from Saber's point of view behind these two. Saber running in fourth. Centorami third and Hille in second. And look at this. That BRM power paying dividends. Is he going to get Hille as well for second place? Yes, he is. Wow. It's one hell of a run. Great battle between these three. It was an all Ferrari battle, but now it's a three-way battle. Really cool. Lap 34. Looking at the nose of Hille's car, and there's Centorami. This battle rages on. Just skimming the tire there, no contact, at least not digitally. Going down towards the 90. Lots of smoke from braking into that corner. Heading into another lap. Now lap 40. Look at this. Here comes Tim Hille. Going by on the inside on the back straight. Of course, he's going to be on the outside by the time they get to the fast bend here. See if he can outbrake him. Ooh. Yikes, that's really close. Braking again for the 90. Ooh, very, very close. They're almost contact. Hille runs wide, but he's able to stay in front. Now heading into the S's uphill. The ebb and flow of this track is really, really interesting. A lot of fun. Now on the front straight, you can see that was Saber there. He's pulled out quite a lead on these two already. Here comes Centorami. On the outside, is he going to get it done? Yes, he is. Wow, he's really good at passing people on the outside going into the loop there. A lot of drivers probably wouldn't want to try that, but he gets it done each time. Lap number 42. We're riding with Juha Boss, or following Juha Boss, rather. Just behind Nicholas Kirsten here. This is for 9th place. Again, this is a recovery drive, and Juha's up for it. He's done this before. Just got to make sure he keeps that car under control through the loop there. Lap 46. Once again with Hilla and Centrami. My goodness, that was almost contact there. But Hilla gets by for 3rd place as David Saber has checked out. He is way ahead of these two now. Well, not quite. You can see him there, just ahead of him. So he's pulled out a decent cushion, let's say. Centrami looks to the outside here as they head through the gentle left-hand sweep. That's part of the back straight. He's not going to try him in the outside there. Not going to work. Into the 90. Through the S's now. And that Lotus up ahead is not David Wattman. That is, I believe that is Robin DeVos driving a 3rd Lotus. They head up the back straight. Or actually the front straight. It's so easy to call that the back straight because it makes more sense to call it that. But that's the front straight on this track. Coming off of the loop. Centrami playing a very shrewd waiting game here. He's looking for the right spot. He thinks he's found it now. On the inside as they approach the fast bend, and that's a pretty textbook maneuver. And there he goes. But goodness, they're keeping such close company here. One small miscue. They could all go very wrong very fast, but they've been doing this dance for quite a number of laps, so hopefully it'll stay clean. Lap 50. Heading up the hill through the S's. Hilla on the outside here is going to get alongside Centrami. Now looking backwards from Hilla's car as they head down towards the loop. And is Tim going to be able to get by here? Yes, he is. He did the exact same thing that Centrami's been doing to him for a number of laps. Very good driving here between these two. Lap 51. This is Johnny Aces, and he is currently in 11th, but he's going to go into 10th here, which will put him into the LVT points. He's following Nicholas Kirsten here into the loop. Watchering is in there as well. Coming out of the loop here, and Jonathan's going to get alongside here. He's got Watchering in front of him there, which makes it a bit awkward, but should be able to get by. Yeah, just now gets by Kirsten and into 10th place. Oh my goodness, look at this. Kirsten makes a really big mistake there going into the 90. Brakes way too late. He was very lucky not to contact everybody there. That woke me up. Goodness. Good thing there's enough runoff there. Lap 52. Here we go again with Centrami and Hilla. This is for 3rd place. And again, these two are just nose to tail all the time. It's just nuts. I mean, if you're off with your braking by a little bit, it could spell disaster, but it hasn't happened yet. Hilla looking again on the inside there, but Centrami's got him. Well, wait a minute. Coming back, though, yeah, Centrami just gets ahead. I think Hilla lost some momentum on the sausage curb there. But he's got plenty of speed now. He's going to try again, maybe. Nope. Centrami's got him covered on the outside. He's going to go back to the inside now. Now he decides to tuck in behind him. Well, wait, let's see. Nah, he's going to play it safe for the moment. Good idea. Coming off of the loop. Onto the back straight. Back to the inside once again. There goes Hilla back into third place. Well, wait a minute. Centrami's still hanging out there. Until you get the actual overlap shot, you can never be certain. Look at this, side by side now. Through the fast bend. Wheel to wheel. But Hilla finally gets the upper hand here as they come to the 90. Great stuff. Great racing between these two. Lap 63. Hilla in front of Centrami for the moment. Coming down, I think there might have been some light contact there, but look at this. Hilla runs wide onto the curb. And that's going to put some space between him and Centrami for the moment. On the same lap, this is Juha Boss going by Schlepinski. And that's for 7th place. So Juha is climbing back up into the point standings. He's definitely in the LVT points, but he wants to get into the F1 points for obvious reasons. Lap 66. Look at the hard braking here. Tim Hilla trying to claw back what he lost. This is for 4th place. And he sweeps around Ray Riddall in the S's. That's 1 place gained back. Going down the front straight. Look at this. Ray is battling back on the outside here. Is he going to be able to battle back? No. They finally get to the loop, and Hilla's got him covered. Lap 71, Fernandez running in 6th place. And that, my friends, is a disco. So frustrating. After all that effort, I feel his pain. Lap 74. This is Sabre running in 2nd place, heading into the loop. And these curbs here continue to be a problem. Watch this. Sabre exits, clips the curb, and it sends him into the grass. Thankfully, he doesn't contact anything. But critically, it's going to take him a lot of time to get out of this jam and back onto the track. And all the cars streaming by here. All the time that he's losing. Not a good situation. Ferraris go back in front, obviously. So Sabre's just trying to get the car righted here. And finally, looks like he's going to get back in the track here. That sends Sabre down to 5th place. Still in the points. Still a chance to bounce back. Race isn't over yet. Lap 81. Riding with Hilla. And this is once again a battle for 2nd. On the outside here with Centrami. They're side by side. Heading down the front straight. These two just battling tooth and nail throughout the race. Not giving an inch. Look at this. Hilla hanging on the outside like that. Just like Centrami was doing earlier. And he actually touches the curb there, but he gets it done. Now, does Centrami have more speed coming off that corner? Looks like the answer might be yes. Can he get him before the fast bend? He's looking on the inside. No, Hilla's got him covered there too. A little bit of tire smoke. Lap 88. We haven't seen much of Adam Hackman in this race, but here he is passing Kirsten for 8th place. So once again, not points paying for F1, but it will give him points in the LVT series. Lap number 103. Here is Boss. He's passing Ray Riddall here. This is for 4th place. Juha putting up another great recovery drive here. Lap 105, Boss again. Actually, no, this is Saber, my apologies. Saber passing Ray Riddall for 5th place there. So it turns out to be a pretty good day for BRM after all. Now we're on to the final lap, and we haven't seen much of David once again because there wasn't much going on up here. The only challenge that he received for the lead was from Juha Boss earlier, but he has been sailing around without any issues that we know about, apart from that one challenge that he received. Here he comes down towards the 90, heads towards the checkered flag, and there it is. David Wotman wins the United States Grand Prix. Fantastic drive. And here comes Tim Hille. He is going to finish in 2nd place. Crosses the line. And here is Centurami finishing in 3rd. So in the end, there was a bit more space between those two. Now here comes Juha Boss through the fast bend. Appears he's going to finish in 4th place. Oh my goodness, there goes a Honda off the track, incidentally. But Juha breaks for the 90. Crosses the line for 4th place, and there is Saber, his teammate, to finish in 5th place. Here comes Ray Riddall. He's going to take the last points-paying position for F1 in 6th place. All those drivers put on an excellent show. Now here is Schlapinski motoring in. He is going to finish in 7th place. And this is Adam Hackman. He is going to finish in 8th. That's Kirsten already stopped. He's in 9th for this race. Then 10th is Sam Smith, but he's blown his engine. For his sake, I hope that was after he crossed the line. It's not a good way to end the race, unfortunately. And then here is Bruno Chacon. I misidentified him earlier as Drexler, but that is Chacon, who's going to finish in 11th. And here is Drexler in number 12. He is going to finish appropriately in 12th place. And there is the last running car, Dylan Stinson, in 13th place. All right, so let's take a look at the points now. David Wotman in front with 37. Giovanni Centurami and Tim Hille are tied for 2nd with 34 each. And you can see how the drop scores figured in there. Juha Boss in 4th with 31. And then Richard Wilkes and John Team tied for 5th with 18 points. In the manufacturer's points, Ferrari in the lead with 46. Lotus Climax in 2nd with 37. BRM in 3rd with 31, Brabham Climax in 4th with 21, Cooper Climax in 5th with 18, and then Lotus BRM in 6th with 8. And finally, here are the points for the Lukáš Vydra Trophy. David Wotman is now in the lead with 49 points, Tim Hille in 2nd with 44, Anders Nilsson and Giovanni Centurami tied for 3rd with 30 points apiece, and then Cezary Schlapinski and Juha Boss are tied for 5th with 24 points apiece. Back to the trivia question. Which of the following drivers won the USGP at Watkins Glen 3 years in a row? Was it A, Jim Clark, B, Jackie Stewart, or was it C, Graham Hill? Time is up. 3 very capable drivers there. But if you guessed Graham Hill, you are correct. 1963, 64, and 65 for those 3 wins in a row. All right, so coming up at ISO, the Indy 500 time trials on Sunday, May the 3rd. There are still cars available if you want to take part. This is our big show of the year. The broadcast will start live at 1830 hours CEST, and then the 500-mile race itself will be run on the following Sunday, May 10th, round 4 for the Lukáš Vydra Trophy. Same-day coverage, TBA. We're going to try to do what ABC Sports used to do with same-day coverage. We'll see if it works. And coming up after that, the final race in this series, the Mexican Grand Prix, round 10 of 10, Sunday, May 17th. The race starts at 2000 CEST. Highlights package to follow. All right, so congratulations once again to David Whatman on winning the U.S. Grand Prix. And thank you very much for watching this highlights package. This is Jason White saying to everybody, take care and be safe.